Hey, small group leaders. I'm excited to be diving in and hanging out for just a couple minutes. And last week I introduced a concept for you guys as we cultivate authentic communities in our youth space. What are practical steps to really get that started? I mentioned three different words, and we're going to be diving into those three different words these next 3 weeks. And reach is our first word. Next week we're going to be talking about refine, and we're going to be talking about reinforce on the last week. When we talk about reach, this is something that I actually mentioned in our July 31st small group training, but I want to talk a little bit more about what that is and what that looks like. At the beginning of each year, we have an opportunity to reach the entire population. And that's just a specific opportunity where we cast a net over the entirety of who could be within our group. We know that all the students who we reach won't necessarily actually be a part of our group. But if we never reach, we will never know. And in fact, what we find is a lot of times people perceive growth in youth ministry or ministries in general as happening through a big program, something exciting, something that catches our attention. But actually, oftentimes growth happens through relationships. And when we reach students, that's where they're captivated by relationship. They see that someone actually cares. They see that someone actually wants to get to know them, and that means something for them. And so when we reach, we want to cast a net across the entire available population. Now, on July 31st, I gave out rosters, and those rosters had students' information that we have on file through our database, but also had the family's information. What we find is oftentimes with our middle school students and families that reaching a student through the parents is oftentimes the best avenue. Whereas with our high school population, they begin to see a transition, and reaching the student through the student is in fact actually the easiest and fastest way. And a parent will often say, "Why are you reaching out to me? Reach out to my student." And so what we want to do over the next 2 weeks is I want to put a specific ask on you as a small group leader. I encourage you to either text or call every student, aka family. So middle schoolers, if you're working with a middle school population, you'll need to call or text the parent. If you're working with a high school population, you will need to call or text the student. Please take time over the next 2 weeks to reach out to every single person on your roster. Now, if you're two leaders, you can split your roster. Half can go to one leader and half can go to the other. But please reach out to every student in your roster, in your population. Now, what does that look like to actually have that conversation? It looks like reaching out to them. If you know them, obviously it's saying, "Hey, we're excited to be diving back into things here at Youth at the Crossing," and give them the details, and you'll be seeing them probably on Sunday. Now, if it's someone that you maybe haven't interacted with, maybe they've been gone for a year, maybe you don't even know who they are, just simply reach out. Let them know who you are. Let them know why you're reaching out. "Hey, I'm the small group leader for this specific group." And let them know if they ever need anything, you're there for them. If they're looking to get re-engaged in the community, you'd love to talk with them about what that looks like. If they don't want to engage or they don't go to our church or any of that kind of stuff, make a note of that on the roster, and then just say, "Hey, if you ever need anything, just let me know." No one's going to be disappointed or frustrated that you're reaching out and letting them know that you're there for them. No one will refuse that help or support in their lives. And so just let them know that you're there for them. If they ever need anything, they can take your phone number and reach out if there's ever anything that you can help with. So basic opportunity to reach the population. Now, here's the thing. Doing a cold text, a cold call, I get it. It's hard. It's awkward. And maybe you even feel like, "Man, this isn't what I signed up for." But as we reach our population and we make a difference in our communities, this is our first step. I make cold calls, cold texts all the time. I get it. It's not my favorite thing. But if we want to see the kingdom ushered in students' lives, this is our first step. Reach the whole population. If you're a new leader, you're going to be getting a roster from me in the next week. And you're going to be using that opportunity to do this. Reach out with any questions. I know this is hard. I'm going to be following up in 2 weeks saying, "Hey, have you reached your population, and can we refine our populations within our database?" So thank you guys for all you do. You guys are amazing, and we will see you later.